You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, I've got your early weekly spoilers for November 24th through the 28th. We've got Michael wrecked and Laura accused of killing, possibly, and a couple of preemptions to tell you about. Also, this is the end of November sweeps coming up. Plus, we've got Thanksgiving week. There is a lot going on. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, reach down, hit that subscribe button. Let's get started as we always do on Early Edition Day. We start with what's coming this week and then talk about what's ahead next week. So on Wednesday, November 19th, we've got Jason asking Alexis if she really thinks Danny and Charlotte can save Rocco. So we've heard a little bit about this earlier in the week, but she and Rick plan to basically put Dalton on trial for filing a false police report. But will the acting DA, Justine Turner, believe several kids really, if you count the other two, bring Gio and Emma in, over one very self-important researcher, Hank Dalton? Danny asked Charlotte if she has a way to make that happen. He thinks she does, and this could be about them saving Rocco. And Vaughan summons Joss. Now, he's very worried about the danger she's in, but Jack doesn't care. I do wonder if it's about the Dalton case that she had been pulled from, because then on Wednesday at the Brown Dog Bar, Joss is flirting with Dalton and asking him if he wants to get out of there. And we have seen him flirt with the younger ladies. He's clearly a creep. Plus, Lulu opens up to Nathan. I'm sure part of it's about her stress about Rocco facing some time in juvie, and maybe a little bit about how he's getting too close to Nathan's sister, Britt. Plus, the election results are in. We have Drew taunting Laura, and he seems to hint at her losing because he is just saying things like, just tell me something about is enough to say that you've lost or something. And something infuriates Emma, and it may be how badly Dante is treating Gio. Remember how bad he was when Rocco and Danny were at that party and then Rocco got drunk, and that was in no way Gio's fault. He actually saved him. And now Dante is amping up. You know, this is a situation where Gio needed some criticism, but he's not being a good dad, not being a dad at all. Sidwell asks Britt what she wants him to do, and then he tells Britt he's going to be her savior. So he may deal with Dalton for her in a very dangerous way and save Rocco. I don't think Britt's going to feel bad if something happens to Dalton, and I think something is going to happen to him. So Sonny is asking someone if they can do this for him, and he may be talking to acting DA Justine. Maybe, just listen to these kids and take a second look. Plus, Dalton never mentioned that the lab was trashed when he was talking to Laura and the police initially. It was just that he broke into the lab. Now, you'd think if he had trashed the lab, it would like he broke in and trashed the lab. That's not the kind of thing that you omit casually when you're accusing someone of big crimes. Thursday, November 20th, we've got Laura making a shocking discovery, and she might find Dalton's body. I mean, we'll see, because that'd be pretty clever. Sidwell could take out Dalton and then blame it on Laura, and in case she did get reelected, that might put an end to it. So Nathan is standing at Laura's car window this week talking to her. She's crying. She looks distraught. So Nathan may be working a crime scene, and Laura has to wait to make a statement and is horrified by what she sees. And Sidwell tells somebody this week, this is what happens when you betray me. And he may well be talking to Dalton, and Sidwell told him to drop the whole thing with the robbery, and he wouldn't. He's clearly out of control. And Laura threatened Dalton this week and struck him physically in front of a room full of press at the polls. So if Dalton turns up dead, Laura's going to be the top suspect because of this whole Rocco and Dalton scandal. So we'll see, but it's getting very interesting. They're doing up the end of sweeps right. Sonny shows up at the Metrocourt restaurant as Jacinda and Michael are out on a dinner date, and Michael introduces Jacinda to Sonny. Now, we'll see if his dad gives Michael the thumbs up. I'm kind of thinking he may not. Chase makes big progress in his investigation, and it looks like he digs in the right spot to find out where Jacinda really was the night Drew was shot and who she was with, because that cracks Michael's alibi. Britt is rattled. That may be because Sidwell casually kills Dalton, and maybe Britt worries that she might be on the chopping block. Marco and Lucas have dinner with Ava on Thursday, and I wonder if it's going to be at Windermere and if Ava's going to keep getting closer to Sidwell. Friday, November 21st, we've got Gio having a heart-to-heart with Sonny. You know, Gio's eaten up with guilt about not being around for his granddad Ned more since he found out that was his granddad, and then him having this coronary. He feels bad that Rocco was arrested and is at risk for prison, and there's just a whole lot going on, and I'm sure Gio's going to tell Sonny how furious Dante is with him. Fortunately, he's talking to the right person, because Sonny has been on the receiving end of Dante's hatred, you know, like when he shot him in the chest right before he found out that was his son. So Sonny's a good one for Gio to get advice from. Jason has some questions for Britt, and it may be about her involvement with Dalton when the guy turns up dead, as I suspect he might. That's not confirmed yet, though. And Marco makes a big decision, and I wonder if he's going to flip over and start doing dirty, illegal stuff with his dad, Sidwell, when before Marco has tried to stick to the right side of the law. Alexis gets a huge update from Chase on Friday. He tells Alexis that he can prove Michael is lying about his alibi. So I definitely think Chase found out Jacinda's real client, and it may in fact be Ezra, who may in fact have just been elected mayor. So we'll see. And Michael is trying hard to keep the peace as the week shuts down. Next week, November 24th through the 28th on General Hospital, we have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with new episodes, but we expect preemptions on Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. For sports coverage, lots and lots of football, and boo to that. I'd rather see my soap. Tracy's still out of town. I do expect her back soon because of Ned's health crisis. Valentine is heading to a U.S. prison, and then he and Carly can really scheme to wreck Jack. Anna's MIA, and we're hoping for an update soon. Jocelyn was close to Dalton just before he was killed. Will someone remember that she left the bar with him, if that is how it goes, and then he turns up dead? Ned's heart crisis has the Q family stressed out and worried, and is going to shake up Thanksgiving this year. Alexis is thrilled that Chase can break Michael's alibi, so she needs to go over and talk to the DA. And Alexis can also point the DA to Portia having a big motive and no alibi. Meanwhile, Willow also had no alibi, but she really didn't have a motive, and the shooting victim says he doesn't think she did it. So Alexis may get those pesky charges dropped soon. Michael and Jacinda get in deeper. Drew is ecstatic that Willow's out of Pentonville, but will she turn him down for spending the holidays together? And major fallout from the election results.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.